We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhờ thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liều sanh thoát từ ly khổ đắc lạc, tập chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Nan Thô Su Chê Đô Ye Ở La Hờ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xê. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to receive here, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom and thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zhao yu wo jin jie wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zheng shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư, Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư Thích Ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 16th of August 2025. Thank you for joining our discussion of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are on chapter 1. It's about world rulers, talking about the celestial kings. It's kind of the big shots in Buddhism who manifest themselves as ordinary people, if you will. All right? And that's what happens often in Buddhism. You hide yourself, disguise yourself, and hide the big and manifest the small. Okay? Contrary to worldly people, they hide the small and manifest the big. All right, slide 162. Okay, this section, the verses spoken by the Kumbhanda kings, celestial king. Kumbhandas are the ghosts that would come and visit you at night. Every one of you will be visited by this Kumbhanda king, Kumbhanda ghosts. Probably 90% of you, 95% of you will make acquaintances with these ghosts. Okay, and so, but actually, they are troublemakers, but actually they're also good Kumbhanda ghosts as well. All right, so let's go into the verses. 162. In the past, in all places, the Buddha cultivated an ocean of practices, teaching and transforming measureless multitudes in the 10 directions.
佛习普修诸航海，教化十方无量众。
With various expedients, he benefits all sentient beings. Dragon ruler attains his passage into liberation.
种种方便，利群生，此解脱门，龙主德。
Very good. Okay. There's some people who just came. Maybe they say they like to eat something. We still have some food for them, right? Okay. Huh? And they should feel free to eat. It's okay. Huh? Yeah, they should go eat, and it's easier to go eat than an empty stomach. Huh? Feel free. Huh? Yeah. All right. In the past, the Buddha cultivated an ocean of practices. Okay. Here, it says here, Buddhas are very knowledgeable. This is very, very important for you to see. The Buddha simply is nothing the Buddhas don't know. Why is that? Because they cultivated all sorts of practices, an ocean's worth of practices. Ocean is vast, boundless. If you don't know what it's like, try it jumping off a ship in the middle of the ocean. And you see very quickly how small you are and how vast the ocean is. And so it tells you that Buddhas, they spend a lot of time practicing and cultivating. Cultivating is more than practicing. Cultivating is the whole thing. Cultivating as the term, the English term actually is better than the Chinese term. Cultivated here, it's a better translation, because cultivating requires you, it's a whole process. Okay? It starts from clearing the land, tilling the soil, planting the seeds, weeding, okay? And so forth, until you are able to get the harvest. You can harvest your labor, your hard work, and that's cultivation. Whereas in Chinese, they only have xing. Chu xing is all sorts of practices. Okay? And so I really like the good translation in English here, cultivated. It's a reminder that it's extensive, it takes time, and it's arduous. It's not simple. When you talk about farming, it's like a concept of farming. Farm work is very, very demanding, very, very difficult. Agree? Is it clear? There's one thing here is I like to correct this. Instead of saying in all places, actually universally. Universally here, the emphasis here is not in ocean, but also universal. What's the difference between ocean and universal? Ocean denotes the vastness. Okay, universal is more of a concept everywhere. So vastness is not enough, okay, but also is no practice that he did not cultivate. That's the emphasis. That's why in Chinese it's a pu meaning universally, meaning that it's nothing that he does not practice. That's a very, very important concept. Okay, he doesn't say, no, that's too Vietnamese. No, that's too Chinese. Okay, no, that's too women, too men. Okay, no, that's not good enough for me. It's nothing that he does not practice. Okay, so you see the emphasis why it has to be universal and ocean, because ocean still lacks the universal. Universal still lacks the emphasis of ocean. The boundless nature of the practice is the ocean. Universal meaning that is no discrimination. Okay, the emphasis on universal meaning that he practices everything. no discrimination whatsoever. Okay? Sounds good? So that tells you the mindset behind these practices, behind the Bodhisattva, behind the Buddhas. They are very, very open-minded. They learn everything. They go to everywhere and practice everywhere. They don't simply say, "Oh, I'm comfortable here and go forth. I will. That's good enough for me. I don't go to DTT." Hint, hint. Okay, you're too comfortable. Yes, DTT.
Master, I'm just wondering why Buddha and Bodhisattva manifested themselves as someone really small. If they all manifest themselves as world leaders in different areas, would that be better?
I guess if you manifest themselves as Buddhas, then they would treat you like Buddhas. Yeah? Right? What if they manifest like a simple Chinese girl? How would you be treated? Like a Chinese girl. Okay? So why would they prefer to go small? Buddhas, they don't discriminate against small and large. However, Bodhisattvas prefer to go small, you ask me. Why is that? It's very, very simple psychology. If you're Bodhisattva, you know what I'm talking about. This one is too new. She's so obvious. Look at her face. I disagree. If you long enough, I disagree with you. Okay? First of all, okay, Bodhisattvas do not want to pretend to be Buddhas. Therefore, they don't want to be manifest as Buddhas, right? Clearly, right? They don't even want to manifest as Bodhisattvas. Why is that? Because people like not stupid here would say, Buddha, good enough for me. See what I mean? Okay? Never happy. See what I mean? Never happy. Okay, so you see, no, seriously, why would Bodhisattvas go small? Because when you go big, like you meet a salesman, what do? First thing you see a saleswoman coming to you. What do? Right? She's trying to sell me something. Oh, watch out. Or you see Jung coming. He's going to attack you. He's going to criticize you. He's going to judge you. Okay? So as soon as you see him, of course, your guards are up, right? Same thing. So that's what happens. Okay? But when you come across her like Ron, you see what I mean? It's so clear, right? You look at Ron and say, he's harmless. He's just an old coot. So the reason they want to appear small and lessen who they really are, because they want you to be yourself. It's just like when I get to see my president, I will always be at my best behavior. Oh, Mr. President, how are you today? Would you like a cup of tea? Whereas if I see, a nun, I say, there you go. Here's tea. Have some tea. You know what I mean? So you forget. You see, the Chinese and the Vietnamese and the Koreans have this distorted idea about bodhisattvas. Okay, they think bodhisattvas are perfect. Bodhisattvas are not perfect. Bodhisattvas have a lot to learn. Okay, Buddhas are perfect. Bodhisattvas are not perfect. And I don't know where the concept of bodhisattvas being superior and perfect and so forth, I don't know where it came from. Bodhisattva, unlike the Chinese like to paint you, the Vietnamese and the Korean like to paint them to you, they're struggling like hell. Okay? They're trying so hard. Because they have cultivated an ocean of practices. Cultivate. Remember, cultivate means what? Struggle. Cultivating doesn't mean that like some people from Sacramento think, cultivate, oh, I feel so happy. Seriously? Ever seen a farmer happy? No! Farmers die young. They suffer so much. You see? So this is where I always chuckle when you say, oh, he's a bodhisattva. He looks too happy to me to be a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva, have wrinkles in their face, and they're fat, and then they walk around. Life is so hard for me. Only arhats are perfect. Arhats are always handsome, beautiful. I'm so adorned. Bodhisattvas, oh, why is life so hard? Why are the Koreans so hard to teach? Okay, and so forth. You see, so the point being that if you want to teach children, how do you behave? Stern, unlike the parents, these parents. They're like, oh yes, honey, what do you need? What do you want? It's like, I love you so much, I give you my life. You can't teach people like that. In my generation, my parents, what they did to me? They gave birth to me, and then my mother, no, not beat up, just that violence. Don't ever be a mother. They throw me in the dirt and say, good luck, boy. And so I was crawling around, my face is kind of law lamb. I don't know how to translate law lamb into English. Dirty face, it's all dusty and everything. And then when I was hungry, I said, so you're hungry? What about it? Here, as soon the boy is hungry, oh, would you like to eat? Like not stupid here. Would you like to eat, honey? And what you notice when you brought your daughter, is she here? She's gone. Good. When your daughter's hungry, okay, and you sit down on the table, okay, you notice when you bring her a bowl of food, what was her attitude? You're bothering me. You're forcing me to eat. Yeah? Because if you didn't, you're not a good mother. If you didn't bring her food, you're not a good mother. Right? There's that societal pressure. Yeah? Mothers, you're supposed to feed your children. If you didn't feed your children, people like her who have no children look at you, oh, you bad mother, you bad mother. Okay, so somehow society conditions you to be a certain role for mother, where you're supposed to take care of your children, and you don't. People judge you. Okay? And so that's what happens to you. The children I saw, in small children, bigger children, adults, is the same attitude. You're so afraid that to come across as neglecting your children. I neglect my children to death. Because in my generation, my father's too busy going to war. Okay? We don't have time to worry about you. So they threw us in the dirt. I roam around dirt. I play with dirt all day. When you're hungry, you eat dirt. Okay? It makes you tough. And with all the dirt, it's amazing, especially Caucasian kids nowadays, as soon as they live in sterile environment, and as soon as they go back to Vietnam, they all get sick. I go back to Vietnam, I don't need to take any medication, any vaccines. Nothing can kill me. I've been through all the viruses. If you survive it, you're indestructible. You see? So, and that's the mistake that I see that parents are making nowadays. In my generation, we're very, very tough. We grew up tough because our parents never paid that much attention to us, and that to me is what making the Generation Z, Gen whatever. They're so weak because now you love your children too much, excessive love. What do you think? It's a new theory. Okay? And so, how do I get there? I don't know how I got there. But bodhisattvas, okay? My understanding of bodhisattvas is that they're struggling. They're trying to learn. They're trying to cultivate. Remember, cultivation is hard work. Cultivation is struggle. Cultivation not supposed to be, oh, I'm peaceful, I'm blissful, I'm so happy. This is the wrong temple for you. You come off hoping to be happy. You're not like that. Go to Osage, where Ron came from. For 10 years, I went to Osage, and I'm so happy. Oh, people respect me. Yeah, people leave me alone. They don't talk to me. They respect me so much. Okay? Here, we treat you like dirt. And you struggle. Okay, why? Because it says right here, cultivation. Cultivation is hard work. If you're not struggling, you're not cultivating. Okay? Same thing. Raise children, do not spoil them. Let them play and then make them suffer. Balance. Got that? Otherwise, your children grow up to be like these young people. They're soft. They, as soon as the bosses yell at them, or they get a bully at the school, they go, Mama, my life is so miserable. Why do I bully my own children at home first? So that they go to school, no one can bully them. Better you than them, no? And this is something my sanghas don't understand. They think that the training we have here is like we protect them and we feed them, we clothe them, we take care of them, so forth. Yeah, only 10%. 90% we bully them. Make them tough, okay? Now, because that's you have enough time and opportunity to watch how your children, your younger brother, react to being bullied, react to difficulties. That's why it's called training. That's why it's called teaching. Because you need them to see them struggle. You overprotective, okay? They become soft, like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen whatever, okay? They're so soft nowadays. In my generation, we're tough, man. If we make it to the age of 15, that's it. We're indestructible. You don't have to be that way, but there must be. That's why it universally, here, again, I want to stress universally for you, okay? They practice a lot of practices, okay? Okay, so they say, I'm a bodhisattva, I teach about how to be, about bodhisattvas. But also, they also need to practice learning, just teaching. You understand? Bodhisattvas, yes, bodhisattvas are supposed to teach and learn how to teach. No two ways about it. What the Chinese and the Vietnamese, Koreans don't tell you is that bodhisattvas must also learn to learn. Does it make sense to you? If you stop learning, you die. You cannot. This is what universally pull here, universally, meaning that they learn to teach. What's the flip side of teaching? Then if you want to learn how to teach, you need to learn how to learn. Because if you keep on only learn how to teach, you don't have the whole picture. So that's why bodhisattvas, let me tell you, they hide the small, they hide the big, manifest the small, so that you get your guards down and you yourself, your true ugly self. And that's when I say, that's what who this person really is. Because when they see you as a bodhisattva, your honor, your mahasattvahood, you're so wonderful. They're in the best behavior. Whereas when they look down on you as an old coot, they relax. They don't pay attention to you. That's when you get to observe the true selves. Okay? So I feel that most bodhisattvas manifest small for that one reason. Number one reason, they need to learn. It's not about teaching. They need to learn. Bodhisattvas, okay, need to cultivate, need to learn. And you learn by allowing people to be themselves. If you put them in a position for them to pretend, you're learning not much about them at all. Got that? Okay. So, and another reason why they manifest small is for your sake. They teach you about humility. Because when they manifest small, everything about them, the way they feel, about their behavior, is about humble. How can you be arrogant when you're small? It's very important for you to learn to be humble. That's one of the main teachings that bodhisattvas come to our world to do for us. Remind us to be more humble. Because if you look up like my president, then you're going to behave like him. But if you spend time with someone who's kind of, easygoing and low key and humble, it rubs off you. You don't realize that if the mother is arrogant, then the son will also be arrogant. If the mother is humble, the son will be humble. They absorb it like a sponge. Poor kid. It's too much of a lesson today. Agree? You see that? So that's why they do. They universally, meaning if you want to hear universal, how to learn universal, meaning you both sides. If it's plus, you learn about the plus side, and you also need to learn the negative side. Okay? You want to do good, you also need to learn how to do evil. Master YongHua only teach you to do good. He says, don't do any evil. I said, sometimes you need to be evil. Sometimes you need to deliberately let them suffer. That's what toughens you up. When you suffer and you don't give up, that's when you become tough. You forgot already how you got here today. Because when you suffer, you never give up. Mom had no time for you. I'm telling you this because I saw a Bodhisattva raise his daughter. That's how I'm speaking from watching people. Okay? At the age of 2, okay, the daughters are very clingy because the Bodhisattva energy is so strong, so positive. Okay? The girls like it. Even babies like it. She's always want to be close to him and hug him and so forth. You know? And so I watch him. I saw how when she's uncomfortable and whatever, he lets her cry and cry and cry. He watch her. So that's all you got, huh? And he walks away. Okay? You know what? The daughter crawls behind him. He's so cruel. He keeps on walking. He keeps on walking away. And she keeps on crawling away. Can you do that? Let me tell you, any of you parents can do that? I can't. I have a good heart. Can you imagine the kind of wisdom behind it? You know, your heart is killing you. He let her suffer. And she grew up to be so independent and so strong. I saw that, you know, that girl grow up. It's fascinating. Okay? Yeah. So I'm not saying you should not, but you should not be loving, but the loving is in your heart. And that's enough. It's 25 hours already. Can you see that? That's why you need to balance it with tough love outside. And that's what I feel is lacking in today's parenting. They lack love themselves. They look back and say, my parents really never really loved me. So they compensate, they overcompensate. Okay? And that's why their children are weak. Anyone? Say something. You look all shocked. I mean, God, this is Buddhism? You bet. Okay? Yeah. And so, see, it's a good thing you learn about this. Yesterday, TT.
Master, what you said is pretty much against a lot of the child development theory that I've learned so far. And so, but you do perfectly describe my situation, which is I am overcompensating my tough childhood by being potentially overly attentive and loving towards my son.
You are the only parent who's like that.
And I definitely do not want to raise him to a weak person due to my lack of wisdom.
Too late.
And definitely
boys are weak. You should give birth to a girl. Girls are much tougher. Okay? So that means you have to overcompensate for his being a boy. I mean, be tougher.
But would that some part of him die by like mommy is not being attentive and not feeling his needs when he wants to, when he's so young?
Wait. Stop. Is that from mommy or from daddy?
From mommy.
No. That thing that mommy is not attentive, the mommy is ignoring me. Is that from him or from daddy? Or from grandma? Be careful.
Sorry,
You make an accusation. Where did it come from? Who made the accusation? She doesn't get it. Someone explain to her in Chinese. Be careful. Don't lump the two. Okay? When you say mommy not attentive and so forth, who said that? Where did it come from? Because your kid doesn't know. You know that? The kids, if you are attentive or not attentive, is no different. They're only sensitive to differences. You set the standards. Every time you deviate from the standard, that's when the kids pay attention. So you tough love, they say that's normal. You raise a family, where it's tough love, where it's universally practiced in the family, then that's the norm. You get it? Is that from you or from your husband? Mommy not attentive. Is it from guilt or from control? Let her process it, not part of an MBA curriculum.
Because I feel like I grew up lack being fully understood and loved. So a part of me was that.
I think we're going to need another hour here. Let's talk about this. This is very, very important. Okay? This woman here keeps on, picking my brains. I don't know why. She's doing it to me. But it's a very good point. This is very, very important. Okay? We're talking about love here, loving your children. Somehow we now, so all of a sudden we're talking about how to love your children, how to raise your children. Okay? And it's something, I'm sorry, Ron has absolutely no interest. He said, I'm too old. But remember, universally cultivated an ocean. You're still old, but you still need to learn about the young people's Dharma. And there you go. Okay, now, parents, let me ask you parents, how should parents love their children? How about that? How should you love your children? You have an adult children. How should you love your children? Your son. How should you love him? Tell me. You should have some wisdom. Four. Hey, this guy is buying cars, selling houses. How should you love your children? Now he's an adult. How should you love him?
다 자라서 출가한 아이는 사실 그냥 완전히 독립을 시켜서 거의 연락을 하지 않고 있습니다. 가끔 이제 1년에 한 번씩 잘 지내는지 안부 묻고 그냥 완전히 독립시켰어요. 17살 때. 그리고 어린 아이들은 지금 13살, 11살 그런데 사실 저 없이 지금 자라고 있는 게 아마 독립적으로 잘 크고 있지 않을까? 제가 옆에 있으면서는 너무 과하게 제가 돌보는 그런 성향이 있어서 오히려 아이들한테 더 해가 되지 않았나 그런 생각이 들고요. 지금 이렇게 저와 떨어져서 아이들이 잘 자라고 있는 모습을 볼 때 독립적으로 잘 크고 있다는 생각이 들어서 제가 출가하게 잘한 것 같습니다.
Master, for my children, let's say for my adult children, I think they're living their life independently. We rarely contact each other. Maybe once a year we just say hello and check on each other, and they're doing really well. And that happens since 17 years old for my adult child. So my other younger children, 11 years old, 13 years old, they're still doing well. They're growing up really well, independently, without me. If I were to take care of them, maybe I'll parenting them, and that could be eventually harmful to them. So basically, I believe without me, my children are doing really well, and they're becoming very independent. I think it's a good thing that I left home.
Okay, very good. How about you? How would you raise your children? No, not you. The woman who has no children. If you think a man who has no children, a woman who has no children, I'll go woman first. Anyone else who'd like to say anything? Go ahead, DTT 3.
Okay. I'm young, I'm 24, and I'm a teacher, so I don't have any kids, but I work with kids. And I believe in the balance of things. Like, I don't know if I want to totally neglect a kid and have them like roll in dirt. Like, of course, like explore and all of that and independence, I think is important, but responding to the needs is important as well. Just like a balance of both, but not being overbearing. Like, my mom was definitely really strict, and I'm like very independent now, but we also don't have a relationship at all right now. So I see a lot of different sides.
Depends, basically, right? It depends. You have to be flexible.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you would not throw your children, let them roll around in dirt.
No, but that was funny.
Okay, anyone else? That's it? No more? So how do you show love? How do you love your children? And how you raise your children is very personal. How about you loving your children? How you express love for your children? There's no universal way of loving your children. Okay? I can't think of many parents who do not love their children. Agree? It's just natural for you to love your children. Even I see babies, I like them. I don't love them, but I like them already. So for you parents, I imagine you love them a lot more than I do. Yes, DTT?
Master, I'm just trying to answer your question. I feel, for me, if I love my son, I will try to provide the environment, whatever it takes and necessary for him to grow up into a good, strong person.
Very good. Okay, excellent. Let's separate love versus teaching children. Does it make sense? Love, I started by telling you that we naturally love our children and other children. Well, we don't love other children. Let's not push it. Yes, DTT. No? See, this is what Jumi is very quiet. Love in your heart already. Teaching is how to express your love. Can we separate the two? I'm saying that love for most women, even though they have no children of their own, they understand love. Okay? But you have to learn how to teach your children. Okay? And what I'm seeing is that most parents, especially young parents nowadays, they make a mistake of worrying about how others judge them as parents. Agree or disagree? Especially it's the mothers who says, you're a bad mother. Yeah? And the aunt says, you're a bad mother. There's so much pressure. Okay? Be careful of that. So if their aunt and the grandmother are visiting, shower them with love, and and make sure they're clean, and they have clean clothes and so forth. Okay, don't be stupid, because if they walk away and they call your relatives. My daughter, I'm so ashamed of her. She really neglects her child, and you dead for life. You don't want that. You don't be stupid, okay? Love is very private. But on the other hand, you need to learn to make it public when necessary. But don't overdo it. When they're gone, cut it out. I know this is not, you're not used to this, you're not used to hearing this, but I'm telling you, I see parents now overdoing their love, and that's bad for the children. They're so weak. Your children will grow up to be either two things I see in children when they grow up. Look at them, you can tell right away. Okay? Either they're weak, they totally depend on mommy and daddy. Okay? Number two is they're arrogant. That's the worst thing you can do to your kids. You reinforce their arrogance. Why is it bad for your children when you reinforce their arrogance? Why? You haven't thought about these issues, do you? They're weak because they're too dependent on you. They don't know difficulties. They haven't had to struggle yet. Part of growing up is to recover from your struggles. If you are overprotective, they don't struggle, they never learn how to recover from struggles. So that next time when they have a girlfriend, and the girlfriend abandons them, and they keep on running, mommy, my girlfriend just gave up on me. Come on, man. Have a life. Girls will always hurt your feelings. It's about recovering, it's not about getting hurt. The training that you need to receive is how to recover, not how to avoid. That's wrong. That's a sign of an overprotective teacher or overprotective parent. You're so afraid they're going to get hurt that you're overprotective. Okay? What about arrogance? Be extremely careful now. This is something that many people make that mistake. You provide for them, okay? There's nothing they're lacking. Need a car, Daddy will give him a car. Need a tutor, Dad will give him a tutor. Huh? And don't worry, Dad will give you a house when he dies. Don't need to buy one. Disgusting. Yes, for.
Dạ thưa thầy, con không có muốn dạy con của con ngạo mạn, nhưng mà ông bà của con của cháu á, là lúc nào cũng cung cấp đầy đủ rồi hả, nói chung là con không có thể nào mà chống đối lại ông bà được, thì con phải làm sao ạ?
Hello, Master. Hello, Master. I don't want to teach my kid to become arrogant, but the grandparents always provide them with all the necessity. So in general, I cannot go against their grandparents. So in this case, what to do, Master?
The grandparent brings over a garbage truck. Don't you dare touch it. It's a 10th one. Okay? You say, oh, this is so beautiful. We'll play with them. Play with the garbage truck, okay? In front of them. As soon as they leave, confiscate it. Okay? Now the husband stops you, right? Anyway, I can't help you. I can't help everyone. What do you think? I'm some kind of magic, bodhisattva or something? Okay. Why? This is something that most parents fail the kids, is help them avoid being arrogant. Do not reinforce their arrogance. This is one of the best things you can do for your children. If I hear parents say, I want to provide for my children, I want to make sure they have everything they need, that's also fostering arrogance. I don't need you. I don't need anything. My parents give me everything. Huh? Did your parents give you everything? You didn't, right? So my parents are better than yours. How do you avoid that? Why is it important for you to avoid making your children arrogant? It's very Buddhist. First Buddhist answer is that if they're arrogant, they will suffer for life. The more arrogant they are, the more they will be miserable the rest of their lives. We go to how to things we can do to help them become less arrogant, okay? But be careful, the concept of arrogance here is very, very important. You want your children to be happy, don't you? Arrogance will make them unhappy. No one ever taught you that. No one ever taught parents that. I don't care where you went to school and PhD in child development, whatever. No one knows that one of the worst mistakes you can make for your children is encourage them, do things that will make them arrogant. The more they fool themselves, the more unhappy they really are inside. No booze, no amount of money, no amount of love from a boy can ever make him happy. Are we still together? Or you still need time to think? Huh? Huh? What's number two? If you're not Buddhist, you say, I don't believe in Buddhism. I don't care. What proof do you have that if you're arrogant, you'll be unhappy? Look at arrogant people. You see happy people? Okay, never mind about Buddhist perspective, okay? Buddhist insight, you don't buy into it. Fine. Okay? What's another practical reason why if your child is arrogant, he will suffer? Because, of course, I'm telling you things that no one knows. None of these psychologists understand this. Okay? If your child is arrogant, okay, she will find no good girlfriend? Oh no, never mind. Teacher. If you're arrogant, no one's going to teach you. No good people, no smart people, no wise people would bother with you. So your child, you're condemning your child to be apart from light. A person who has wisdom, who has experience, is someone who can see clearly. When you bring your child near that person, a person willing to share with your child, okay? That person brings light to your child, brings light to your child's mind, okay? And if the teachers who have no light and they want to give your child their knowledge because you pay them, your child is condemned to mediocrity and darkness. No one ever taught parents this. Wei Mao.
Master, is it because it's poison? And I remember you were talking about heart attacks and illnesses of the heart long term as well.
Yeah, a lot of things. But the main thing is that when you're arrogant, the wise teachers, the good teachers look at you and say, you can absorb. I'll give you an example that's from the world of Buddhism. Okay? This is recounted by Master Hsuan disciples. This guy here is a PhD. Okay? Finally got a PhD, eventually got his PhD, his professor, and he's very smart. He's so smart, I look at the other disciple of Master Hsuan and says, you are not that bright, are you? You're not as smart as I am. And he proved himself later. He got his PhD from much better institution than the rest of them. And so it shows you that he's very smart. Okay, so he saw it and knew it already. And he went on and earned his PhD to prove to himself, to everyone, to the world. So this guy here, before he got his PhD, still younger, okay? He's younger. He came to Master Hsuan, and I said, I like to learn from you. I like to teach. I like you to teach me. Caucasian, by the way. Do not look down on Caucasian. They look kind of weak, but actually very smart. I know I sound racist. But we all yellow here. I'm kidding. You guys are so close-minded. And so he came to Master and said, I want to follow you and learn. Master Hsuan says, you know what Master Hsuan says? Remember, this guy, Master Hsuan took a look at this guy and said, the cup of tea is too full. And he shook his head. Master Hsuan shook his head. No, the cup of tea is too full. What a beautiful answer. It's so Chinese. You understand how Vietnam girl? Huh? When a cup of tea is full, can you pour more tea into it? That's what happens to arrogant people. The wise teacher, they take a look and say, no, I'm not going to waste time trying to teach you. So your kid can be learning wisdom, can learn to be a better person. The wise teacher says, no, you're not worth it. I'm wasting my time. Because you won't be able to absorb. You too fool yourselves. And that's what you lacked. You fail in the aspect. You may be successful, may be smart, may have a good career, okay? But still fool themselves. He cannot see anyone who's smarter than he is. Can you realize? You agree? You're smart. Yes, you're smart. It's a fact, okay? But there are people smarter than you cannot see until they tell you. That's why my the way I put it is that mediocrity, you're there, this is it. You will not be able to go higher. Yeah, you have money, yeah, you have, but you still, because you're too arrogant. The good teachers refuse to waste the time with you. Don't look so sad. Huh? And that's why, remember the example of Bodhisattvas? Bodhisattvas manifest small to teach you about humility. They're much better than you, and they let you trample all over them. They let you look down upon them. They let you abuse them to show them, I don't think very highly of myself. And we all miss it. We all think, oh, this all cult. Isn't it interesting? That's the lessons in Mahayana, if you will, that you miss. Is that enough for you? Is that too much from one day? Jumi, you have any questions? Childless woman. You are into child development, aren't you? You're into counseling, aren't you? How come you guys don't know about this?
이론적으로는 사실은 그냥 이론이에요. 보통 자신감 있는 아이들로 양육하려고 하다가 교만한 아이들로 잘못 양육되는 경우가 종종 있고요. 네.
Thank you. Okay, let me go back to slide 165. In the past, the Buddha universally cultivated an ocean of practices. Okay, it's not all places because later they will see in 10 directions is all places. All places right here. You see? That's why they fail to understand the Chinese part. The Chinese is very subtle. Okay? Po here means that you learn the good dharmas as well as the bad dharmas. I'm freeing you from your teachers. One-sided teaching. You have to learn the good dharmas, okay? Because that's the core of the practices. But you also need to learn the evil dharmas because otherwise you cannot save demons. why they struggle so much. They only know how to deal with good people. When evil people come, Master, what do I do now? You never taught us about this, that people can be so mean, so evil. Kick them out. Huh? They don't deserve to be here. See that? That's universally we're talking about. The good and the bad. Huh? How to be good. And eventually, when you master the good, you have to learn how to be bad. Don't learn to be bad prematurely, you hear? Oh, I'm so happy. No wonder. I'm evil. I love it. I don't have to change. No. You evil, you first have to go to good first, and then you learn, then you become more evil. If you only learn, you only say, I'm happy being evil, you never become more evil, I assure you. Oh my. Yeah, cool. This is Mahayana. Let me tell you, it's so much fun. This is why my students a long time ago said, oh, my life is now so orderly, it's so happy. I'm so happy. That's why I'm bringing them to the evil side. It's never a dull moment. Okay? That's why people like these, DRBA people, they don't know, they haven't mastered yet the good. That's why they're frightened when you talk about evil. Isn't that cool? I'll give you another example. If you don't know how to be evil, don't know how to deal with evil, how are you going to protect your daughter from evil boyfriends? Huh? How's it going to help her? And I'm happy to tell you we have both good and evil people here. You have plenty to you can learn from so many people. And now the Ron, who is like, you're 95, right? Do you consider yourself evil or good?
Probably a mixture of both.
Mixture of both. He hopes. He's weak goodness. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Two.
Emitofuo, Master. I want to ask if you find out a child or a young adult is so arrogant, or your child is have a tendency to be full of himself, arrogant, how can we help them to be less arrogant?
It's very difficult. Once they grow up and they've been conditioned by you for 18 years, 20 years to be that way, it's very difficult to undo. This is why the job of parent is critical. This is why I really feel so strongly about this, because we parents missed golden opportunities to prepare our children for life. Because once they pass the age of learning, it's very difficult to undo. Look at him. I mean, he's not going to change. He said, hey, I lived my life like this already. I don't need to change. I survive. I don't need you. That's a problem. You can't touch them anymore. Unless you find an evil woman. Then they learn. Yes, DTT.
Sure. Master, I'm just wondering what kind of parent behavior will make a child arrogant, or what we should do instead? Thank you.
Here's the reason why they're arrogant. Because you provide for all their needs. That's wrong. Okay? They say, I got everything I need. I don't need no one else. You should have a need to learn from others. Huh? People don't come to the temple because they feel they don't need temples. This is where parents fail. You want your children to come to the temple, you make sure that when you bring them to the temple giving them something they don't have. That's how you bring children to the temple. Not to eat lunch and not to whatever. It's to find ways to give them something they don't have. Specifically. Talk to me adults. They're that way already. They're thus already. Okay, what to do now? You wait until they fail miserably. The problem with you guys is that you take your children so well taken care of. You take care of them, you feed them, and then you give them money and more money and more money. They never run out of money, okay? And so what I would do for those people, those children, is I would find a girl who's a gold digger. And let her take your boy to the cleaners. He'll lose half of his fortune. And you say, oh son, that's very bad luck. Try another one. There's this one here, I know. Hopefully it's not a gold digger. And then he loses the rest of his half, so now he has a quarter left. You keep him doing it until one day he said nothing left. That's when he says, I need meditation. I'm so depressed. No money, no love, no woman, no daddy either. Daddy said, oh, I gave you all my money, I have nothing left. Good luck, boy. You see that? You cannot change them. People are not going to change unless they see a need. And that's why when you raise children, that's when is best time is when they're still young, they still need so many things. That's when you influence them. You make sure they don't get everything. I will give half of a garbage truck, not one garbage truck. I'll give a garbage truck with no wheels. You cannot make it easy for them. Agree, huh? You see, you guys are not evil enough. It takes cruelty to be able to do to your own child, Look at your own child you love so much, but I'm going to make you suffer, boy. Yes, DTT.
더 교만한 양육 방식 중에 하나가 혹시 성과, 성취 중심으로 아이를 이렇게 인커리지 했을 때도 교만한 아이가 될 수 있을까요?
Very good. That's question number 2, Jumi. Translation.
Master, when you talk about arrogance, how to raise an arrogant child, is it parenting is focusing on accomplishment? Is that the way to make your child arrogant?
No. You failed to get my example on how you send gold diggers to your boy. Okay? Because you make them fail. You keep on protecting them, providing for them, supporting them, they don't fail at all. They never learn. The only way you have the need to learn is because when you fail. If you don't fail, there's no need for you to change. It's simple psychology. For a boy, I would let another boy or another girl trample him to death. That's how you make the boys tougher. Girls, how to make girls tougher? There's enough suffering in the world already, the way you are. If we make you any tougher, the Dharma ending age would be sped up, and the world would come to an end. Same principle. Make them suffer. What parents fail to understand is that they underestimate their children's ability to recover. We all can recover. Don't overdo it. Don't make them suffer to the point where they kill themselves. Okay, that would be stupid. But the way you make them suffer is suffer, and you see they can recover. So do a little, make them suffer a little, okay? Like instead of not feeding them, you feed them, and when they're about to be full, you yank the bowl of rice and say, no, no more. Okay? And then you begin to see they're losing weight. Then next time you reduce rice even more. See, you do it gradually. Are you ready to have children now, huh? No. You have to be cruel to be a mother. You cannot be a good mother. You have to be cruel. You cannot be soft. Okay? The point is that just the same as Chan training, you all are perfectly capable of recovering. Okay? You can recover. You can rise to the occasion. That's your Buddha nature that rises to the occasion. Buddha nature says, it ain't stopping me, loser. Huh? This is what's beautiful about you, is that you can be better after you fail. If you're afraid to fail, you won't get better. It's just like when I teach you in full lotus. Remember the first days of the first lessons? I teach you in full lotus, and you say, I can't sit in full lotus. And we tell you what? Do it anyway, so that you fail. You're learning about failure. You're not learning about success, folks. You fail and you keep trying. Okay? That's how you get better. And you become, hopefully, more humble. Some didn't work for some people. Some of my students have been with me 10 years, and the more they recover, the more they feel they're so special. Any other questions? Now you all can be better parents. Yeah? Who's sleeping right there? You're gonna... no interest in becoming a mother. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am, 5.
Dạ thưa thầy, con có câu hỏi là tại sao có những người sau khi người ta recover thì người ta có thể trở nên humble hơn, còn có những người thì càng ngày càng arrogant.
Hello, Master. I have a question. How come for some people, when they recover, they become more humble. But for others, when they recover, they become more arrogant.
We can't help everyone. In this lifetime, we need more time. Because the seeds that's planted in you when you practice Chan, practice Pure Land here in our temple, is I plant the seeds of recovering from failures in you. Okay? And that's designed to help you become more arrogant. I mean, less arrogant. Okay? Because if you say, oh, I can recover, what's next? Okay, that's more arrogance. But if you fail miserably, that's when you become less arrogant. We have a problem. We have a limitation. I can go so far before you sue me or your parents sue me. That's my limitation. I can't overdo it. I love to really hurt you. Boy, that would make me so happy. But I can't because you sue me. Okay? And then the rest of them will desert me. So the who there really is, Master is so evil. Damn right. Okay? And so this is, I can go so far, I can push you so far because there's other people around that we cannot overdo it. Okay? That's a limitation of Great Assembly Dharma. We can push you only so far. And then if you push more, it becomes cruelty. And that's very bad. You only see cruelty. You don't understand it's part of training. And then all it takes is one person, like this one here, to post on her Facebook and her Instagram, say, look at Master YongHua's face. Normally he's gentle and nice, but look at his face now, his real feelings. His evil face. And can you see the two horns on his head? Okay, and that's it. That, the Great Assembly dissolves overnight. Okay, but don't worry, I will start an evil assembly. You see, that's a limitation we have. We can only push you so far. And if it fails right now, the seeds are there for you for next time around to have a better chance. And next time around. Okay? For this lifetime, there's a way to do it, but it's very personal. It's not meant to be in a great assembly. It's possible, but it's a different channel. The Weiyang training, we have many channels. The Great Assembly channel, the one we get together and practice here, is designed to maximize the number of people that can be trained. So it saves us time, saves me time. But there's other cases where you need to detach you from the Great Assembly and train differently. Okay? And that's a Weiyang training too, by the way. Master YongHua did not transmit that to his disciple. The Hung disciple don't know that Dharma. But the Weiyang lineage, when you look at, but I'm from a different path, so that's why I'm not allowed to stay within that pathways. Okay, and you look at, and it's not the first time, by the way. That's why. And then look at the Weiyang, Master Weishan, Master Yangshan. That's what they did too, by the way. You guys don't see it. Okay, Weiyang is sublime. It's beautiful to me. Okay? Yeah. Because of the track record. You can't BS me. First thing I ask you is, what's your level? Number 2, what have you done? Okay? Then I buy your stocks. You have no achievement, I ain't investing in you. Got that? Track record speaks highly of yourself. have you been battle tested? Okay, so it has nothing to do with, yes, the best time is to train your children is when they're small, they're young. It's the most opportune time. But we don't have that kind of luxury. So sometimes it's still not too late when they're adults. And that happens. Most of you are adults. Look at yourself. Okay? How far have you come? Not true? And look around you. It worked for most of you. Not all, but most of you. Okay? Wow. How do you get here? And we only have 2 slides today. But good discussion. Thank you, everyone.